This poem is called In the Time of the Pest in Atomic City, and there's a couple of things I might have to explain to the viewers that they might not be aware of. Atomic City is what I call Thurso, and it comes from the 1970s, from the CB radio culture, when the truckers would refer to Thurso as Atomic City. So you would hear, breaker, breaker, coming, Atomic City. So that's where that comes from. And in the poem also is referred, Atomics is referred to, and that's the housing estate that was built in Thurso in the late 1950s, early 1960s, to accommodate the Doonry workers who came up from the south, and the locals called it the Atomics. Coombs Kirk is also mentioned, and that's a medieval church buried under sand that is on the south side of Dunnet Beach, and there was a plague burial mound there from the 13th century, they reckon. There's the word shochid I use, which is the Caithness word for lapwing or peewits, and I also refer at the beginning of the poem to the vor, which is the old Caithness Norse word for the springtime. So, in the time of the pest in Atomic City. The wild geese are leaving for Iceland. The vor is rising green on the headland. The majestic wild swans follow the geese. They leave behind a silence of salt that can be tasted from Dunnet to Duncansby, and soaks home like music into the inevitable sea. It is a butter bright morning of open sunlight, and the aching jig of the blackbird claps like a gentle castanet in the human garden. Jealous eyes look up to the northern sky to hear the hopeful honking of the passing skeins, powered by their wings of history, as in Tesco's, two hoarders fight over spaghetti in the time of the pest in Atomic City. The golden boat you made sails down the blue firth, beneath the red sandstone cliffs, into the horseshoe yellow bay, where the brave golden boat tames the surf. The green combers hiss onto the shore, a slow shell sand sinking, carved onto the dunes, the lost ogham on the buried walls of Coombs Kirk, where the dead were piled when the medieval plague burned through the people, their bones shovelled unceremoniously onto lorries by Abrach Mackay in the early 1960s, to become the concrete and cement founds of the ticky-tacky houses of the Atomics estate, as in Tesco's, two hoarders fight over a bag of basmati in the time of the pest in Atomic City. Low in the west is the new moon, a thin lemon slice of promise in the starry basket of the night. A sickle, a knife, an open razor, a glimpse of a possible world where they are ploughing the dark earth as the lambs shelter behind the flagstone fences, soaking up the keen March sunlight, listening to the shochids piping on Bucky's Hill, to the whap's lonely reedy trill, an ancient panegyric to the north wind, to blow the land flat and the rivers to run still, as in Tesco's, two hoarders fight over the last tatty in the time of the pest in Atomic City.